Settle down. Hands on the table, Jakey. Hands on the table. Next up at UFC Jacksonville, we have Tabatha Ricci taking on Gillian Robertson. Tabatha Ricci, 8-1 overall, 4-1 in her last 5, coming off the submission win over Jessica Panay. She's taking on Gillian Robertson, 12-7 overall, 3-2 in her last 5, and she is on a 2-fight win streak. Tabatha Ricci's been a killer lately. She's a very good grappler. She will absolutely take position over submission, which is why she's doing so well, because she will come forward, get the takedowns, be very heavy on top, and then transition her way into what she's looking for. She's not going to chase. She'll open you up, and if there's an opportunity, she'll jump on it there. She'll ground and pound. She'll create, not scrambles, because she wants to hold that position, but she'll create openings by working, and then she'll jump on it and make it happen. She made her UFC debut against Manon Fiorot. She was stopped. Manon Fiorot is an absolute beast. That was also at a different weight class. At her real weight class, she's been pretty dominant with 3 wins in a row. She shouted Jacob out in her Instagram story. Jacob's been singing her song, sending her stuff. You a little lighter, a little relieved? Tired?
What are you talking about? I'm just trying to show respect to Amanda.
Okay. Well, we're talking about Tabatha.
I know. That's exactly right. I want to show respect for Amanda.
Okay. Well, she's taking on Gillian Robertson. Gillian Robertson literally has the most amount of finishes in women's flyweight history. That was the big thing that came out of her last fight. She got that win over Tabatha Rodriguez, who was a legitimate up-and-comer there.
Teammate of Tabatha. Tabatha was in the corner.
Okay, well, you can say that in your breakdown. She had solid takedown, solid control, and then she eventually got that submission, and the whole big thing was Gillian Robertson can submit anybody. Gillian Robertson is an animal, and she is. She's a very, very good, very dangerous grappler, but I think it's more on top. I think she needs to get the takedown. She needs to be dictating to do that. We watched what she did to Rose Namajunas in Fury Grappling, just smoked her, and I loved it. That Rose Namajunas permanent frown, I loved
catching strays, Rose catching strays.
It's very pertinent to this. So I loved when that happened. I do think Tabatha Ricci wins this, though. I think she's so strong, such a good grappler, and has the better takedowns that she's going to shoot first. She's going to end up on top. And as dangerous as Gillian Robertson is, I mean, Tabatha Ricci is also a phenomenal grappler. So it's not as though she's going to catch Tabatha in something. So I think Tabatha Ricci gets it done. I think it's going to be a boring fight. I think it'll be a decision fight. And boring, I'm not saying that negatively. Boring because they're both such high-level grapplers that I think it's going to be a lot of takedowns from Tabatha and then just control-based positions and not chasing anything. So I think Tabatha does win this fight. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Let me say that I'm actually a big fan of Gillian. I think that she is improving. The rate at which she is improving is very, very high. She's still only 27 years old. She is one of those girls that if she turns around in 5 years and becomes the champion, I'm not going to be very surprised because she is such dangerous on the ground, and you can see the improvements in the feet and in the way that she fights. And it seems like she works really, really hard as well. She's moving around camp. I think she's had a new camp that she really, really enjoys now, and you can see the improvement. So I have all the respect in the world for Gillian. But when you go down her record, okay, and I'll go down by one. Okay, her last win, Tabatha Rodriguez, not a grappler, not a wrestler, not a grappler. She won the grappling. She actually tried to pull guard early in that fight, which is like, whoop, red flag. Agapova, little bit of a grappler, but not really a wrestler, right? She controlled that position, got it, all right? Her last win before that, Priscilla Cochera, not a wrestler, not a grappler. So she got the grappling done, easy peasy. That's what she's supposed to do, right? Poliana Botello, not a wrestler, not a grappler. She won that fight, did what she needed to do in that fight. Courtney Casey, not really a wrestler, not really a grappler, not on that level, controlled that fight. So those are her last few wins, not really against wrestlers, not really against grapplers. Now let's look at her losses. JJ Aldrich, she can wrestle, right? She can wrestle. She can offensive wrestle. Gillian lost that fight. Miranda Maverick, she can wrestle. She can offensive wrestle. She can control positions. Gillian lost that fight. Taliana Santos, she can wrestle. She can control positions. She can do things in the grappling. She lost that fight. Macy Barber, So you see the trend, right? Macy Barber can wrestle. She is losing to people that can get takedowns and control her because she is too accepting of being on her back. Angelo said the exact same thing. If she is able to get the back for whatever reason of Ricci, or she's able to get a takedown, yeah, she's going to look good. She's going to look successful. But Ricci is not going to let her get taken down. Gillian's takedowns at this point in her career are not good enough to take down somebody at the level of Tabatha Ricci. Tabatha Ricci will get the offensive takedowns. She will get the top position. The thing that I love about Tabatha Ricci, and you saw it really, really well in the Jessica Panay fight, was when people try to sweep her, when she feels like she's about to lose a position, or they're about to do something weird on the ground, because she's a black belt as well, she knows what's coming, she just removes herself from that competition. She just removes herself from that situation. She removes it, she stands up, and then she either goes back into the guard, the control position, or she makes them stand up, and then she takes them down again. You saw every time Jessica was trying to sweep her, she just got up, she removed herself, she wasn't able to get swept. And it feels like Gillian is going to be too accepting of being on her back, trying to sweep, thinking she can sweep, get the back, and control Tabatha Ricci that way. And I just do not see that happening in any set of the world or any situation of the world. Both these girls are just okay in the stand-up. I think this is going to be a grappling match. Ricci will push the offensive wrestling. She's not scared of Gillian. She won't get swept, and she should dominate this fight, in my opinion. But I like Gillian.
I think we're on the same page here. And a lot of people have been asking, well, what if they just keep striking?
What was that comment you pinned? Because that was very distracting.
The comment was funny. It said Jacob started hyping up Macy and then remembered he's betting against her. Because you were like, this person, not this. Very good.
Well, I was getting a little long-winded with it.
And then you got to Macy and you're like, and Macy.
Well, we can fucking talk about Macy if you want.
Anyway.
Most overrated fight I've ever seen in my life.
I think we're on the same page here. I will say, if it's striking only, I think Tabatha Ricci is probably the cleaner striker, but there's a big height and reach difference here. Like, Gillian Robertson's a much bigger person.
I mean, she just kind of, and maybe she's improving because she's improving fast as well too, and you can tell that she works.
Okay,
you can tell she works hard, and her striking.
Okay. Right. Yeah, we're done here. $8,300 in DraftKings for Tabatha Ricci. I think that's worth it because I think she gets the takedowns. And I personally think I did not parlay the over round here, but I do think it most likely goes to a decision. I think it's just a lot of takedowns and control from Tabatha Ricci because they're such good grapplers. I don't think there's going to be a lot of sweeps, a lot of craziness. I think it's just going to be control. Elbows in, position, control. Certainly, Gillian has the most amount of finishes in this division's history or strawweight's history, and she can get a finish here, right? That's what happens when you're that good at finishing people, but I don't see that happening. I will spend the $8,300 on Tabatha.
Yeah, and her inside the distance decision actual would probably be a good play, but that thing, I mean, when I saw it today, it was like minus 240, so
it's not worth it.
They realize that type of situation. You can still get Gillian by sub at plus 400, which is, if you want to play that route, minus 260 now, so it's moved up a little bit.
Yeah, which is, I mean, she's live. She's proven herself time and time again. So, yeah, if you want to see all the picks, all the bets, Jacob's wild $2,000 parlay, which I've
got more than that on Ricci and more than that on Hebos. So become a premium member if you want to see even more. I mean, I'm fucking locked and loaded, girls. So let's do this. You know what I mean? Let's go, baby.